Yeah, hello and welcome to this Blitz video. What am I going to do? Yeah, knight f3. If I really don't know anything else, I go knight f3. Spider step nose. Okay. Let's go probably to a king's Indian. He can still play, yeah, something offbeatish like this. Huh. No. Okay, knight c3 cannot be wrong. I think this is good, but it's been a long time since I had a look at this. Knight h6, I believe, is what they do. Okay. That's certainly possible. It's a bit on the slow side. I mean, black is not unhappy in many cases that his bishop is gone. The bishop is not that great often on g7, but we shouldn't forget that this is not a totally closed structure yet. I still have ideas to open up. Okay, so what he probably wants to do is to take here. And then gain access. But I can go here, right? I can do this. Bishop f3, I take c6. That wouldn't be a good idea. Knight to b4, okay. So I probably have to cover the fork on c2. And the queen move would be more natural looking, like queen d2, but then he'll take him. c5, okay. I see, okay. If I take, he would probably take with the knight and have some play on with the knight d4 coming. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep the position closed. There's nothing particularly wrong with that. I still have more space here. Yeah. That's a move I thought about, and I wondered if queen h6 is an idea, but he has bishop f3, after which I don't want to take with the pawn, which, yeah, that's what would be a bit uncomfortable. But maybe I can send the knight back first, and now play queen h6. Yeah, this looks a little bit annoying here for black. Maybe I could have played knight g5 immediately. That's something that I should have thought about. Knight g5, bishop e2, knight e6. That would have been interesting. But it's an interesting thing to keep in mind. So like if he goes king f7, I have knight e5 check even, and the bishop here is hanging. This is a problem because king f7 is kind of the move he would like to play now, as queen g7 looks quite irritating. And here, yeah, again, I can probably play queen g7. What is he going to do after that? I don't know. Am I winning a pawn or something? Yeah, I think I do. I don't really see a good move here for him. I don't know. Yeah, but here I'm getting f6. That's even worse than losing any other pawn here, because without the f pawn he has no particular play. Let's check. Knight e5 is not yet on. Knight g5 though would be quite good. It's one of the good moves. One of the good moves. Let's go knight g5. He might take e2 actually. It's not the end of the world, but okay, let's do it. I'm not quite sure if this is really best, but it can hardly be bad. I can actually take e7 here in this case. So
check.
This is what I had planned. Just play the ending here with a clean extra pawn. Yeah, but still, how to do it? Yeah, probably like that. I don't even know if knight e6 is that effective here. You can always trade it off with knight c7. Knight h3 is probably better. So let's go here. Threatening knight g4 just on the side. So it's kind of helpful. Have some threats. In addition to a nice strategic advantage. Preempting his b5. So I can just take the b file. He cannot take with the d pawn. Knight d3 is too terrible. So probably rook to b6 and like this that looks pretty nice. He cannot oppose on the b file all that easily. So how to do something here, something effective. Yeah, I think this should connect to the f5 square somehow. On c3 it's literally doing nothing. Yeah, see now I'm off to f5. He will probably play this back, yeah. So knight here for knight f6. Or potentially this, so that I will get to f5 ultimately. It should be pretty much decisive. Here I can also take on d6. Is there something wrong with it? I don't see it. Take, check, check.
Check.
Yeah, there's also no trapping the knight. It's not going to work.
Black resigns.
Okay, so I think that was a pretty uncomfortable position out of the opening here. We can have a quick look here with the engine. I think this is normal, but I think people usually go knight h6 in this situation here. I'm not completely sure. It's been a while since I checked this. Yeah, I think something like this is kind of okay for black. I think, wasn't there a Carlsen game? Well, okay, bishop h6. I don't know how bad this can be. It cannot be terrible, I think. So, knight, bishop g4. I'm not sure about this move, to be honest, because after d5, black does not really have a move that he loves to play. This knight b4 business that he played, that also loses quite a bit of time. And yeah, this is not happening. I'm taking here, of course. He can also go back. I'm not sure. Knight e2 is given by the engine. I'm not sure if I would have played that. Bishop e2 also doesn't look bad, but this is sensible. Asks black about his next move, which is not so easy to play because he's kind of tangled up here. It's a better position for white. Okay, so we had this, and I think, yeah, taking does not convince, because here he has some chances of using this square. I played this. That's something you can argue about. I mean, something like knight d2 also makes quite some sense. Just let this basically, yeah, it doesn't make any sense on g4 is what I'm trying to say. And oftentimes black would just have to lose more time with like retreating. And here what the engine is giving here, some f4 based play, is not unreasonable. Yeah, but okay, I don't think that this was particularly bad, and the computer is already very pessimistic about black. It wants to take him and play king f7. Now that's pretty dreadful already. If you have to play into this position, something has gone wrong. Yeah, but this is essentially winning, I think. Knight g5. Yeah, I expected him to take on e2 actually. And king takes. King takes. I thought queen g4
Check.
would be annoying, but it doesn't really help. Yeah, this is hanging. Yeah. Rook f8. This is just leading to a
Check.
disastrous ending. I could have taken on h7. I completely overlooked it. That would have been a lot easier, actually. I mean, this is also good enough to win the game, but just grab another pawn. Cannot hurt. Yeah, now I think that was a decent plan, getting the knight over to f5. And here black is essentially falling apart. Oh, that's an interesting engine line. Leads to a fantastic pawn roller. But this is also more or less winning. Yeah, those d6, g6 systems I always view with a little bit of a suspicion. I've played them when I was a kid, but nowadays I feel that white mostly gets a good King's Indian. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.